Let's talk about some numbers and a quick market update in August based on the official numbers that were just released by the Toronto Real Estate Board for July. Instead of reading it all out to you, I will summarize it for you and give you my perspective as an active real estate agent in the current market. If you are new here, welcome to the AV Team Real Estate channel. In this channel, I make home tours and market updates such as this. If you find it somewhat valuable and informative, don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. I think I could quickly tell you the story of 2023 from the beginning of the year. We started with an average price of all home types in the GTA of a little over 1 million. To be exact, it was 1,038,668 in January. One thing I learned during the course was that in the real estate market, the majority of buyers and sellers are very sensitive to the news, media, and government influence in Toronto. I'm not just saying, let's look at the rest of the number to prove the point. The interest rate paused in February for the first time after 10 consecutive rate hikes in 2022. The average home prices and sales fell to all-time low as a result. The narrative shifted because the inflation number had declined, so the Bank of Canada decided to pause the rate, and guess what? The average home price rebounded right away in February at 5.48%, which was the highest all year so far, and it never looked back. As you can see, the following 4 months were green. This is all happening because of the public media and news about the interest rate. Let's stop for a second. If we don't have any news about whether the interest rate is about to rise or go down, which by the way happens for a long time when interest rates stay low and the average home prices skyrocket. In my opinion, the supply is simply not enough for the number of people coming to Canada, and it is the only influence of the media about the interest rate that prevents it from continuing. In fact, since the not so surprising rate increase in June, we saw the dip again in July for another 5.39% down. We almost gave back the increase during February and March, and it is very possible in the next few months if we see another rate increase in September. Also, summer is a normal time for slower transactions because people are simply away not paying much attention to real estate overall. The sales also tell a much similar story. The sales started slow at 3,100, ramped up after the rate pause, reached their peak in May at 9,012, and trended down after the rate increase. Anyway, this is the market update so far in a nutshell. I guess I could also quickly talk about the Toronto Real Estate Board Market Watch. The number looks much better if you compare it for a year-over-year perspective. This is also something I think could change the narrative for a more positive perspective, where the average home prices at 1,073,213 in July 2022 compared to July of this year in 2023 at 1,118,374 are up by 4.2%. But we saw the biggest dip if we look at month over month, down 5.39% from 1.182 million. That is why I tend to look more month over month, since the market is so volatile and could be manipulated by news and media for a short period of time. Similar story on sales. If we compare last year in July 2022 at 4,870 to this year in July at 5,250, with an increase of 7.8%. Of course, this number looks pretty because last year was historically bad, but we were actually experiencing a very steep drop in sales from last month, 7,481 sales in June to July 5,250 sales. After all this, all I'm saying is that the market has quite gone down overall because of the interest rate hike, and who knows what will happen in the next announcement in September. So who are the buyers in this volatile market? From working with a few buyers clients at the moment, I encounter two types of buyers in the current market. One is the end users. They struggled during the peak time earlier part of the year. Most of the property were in multiple offer situations before, but not so much in today's market. Obviously, you were paying at a higher interest rate, but the active buyers are working with a quieter market with much less competition. The psychology of most buyers is that they feel that the market is more favorable since there are more new and active listings to choose from, and prices are coming down. Only time will tell, but if the Bank of Canada decide to pause the rate, some buyers feel that this could be nearing the bottom of the market. Of course, if they decide to raise the interest rate once more, then we could probably see another 1 to 2% decline, but I don't think there will be a substantial decline. Bottom line, the current active end user think that it is nearing the bottom, and between September and November will be the most ideal time to purchase. The other type of buyers is an investor. With the current interest rate, of course, there are far fewer investors on the market, but only for those that are looking for deals such as assignment with prices that are less than the original purchase price. This is pretty much the common investor buyer in the current market. Other than that, investors tend to be sitting on the sidelines. However, let's look at the seller in the market right now. We see the majority of sellers acting as assignors, releasing the pre-constructions which were typically purchased 4 to 5 years ago. Similar to last type of buyer who was looking at assignments, the projection isn't as promising because of the high interest rate and the lack of appreciation. Although this type of seller has some motivation, they are selling at the purchase price or maybe a bit less in order to get rid of the property. The other type of seller would be the landlord who has owned the unit for more than 5 years. They are enjoying a lovely appreciation right now. Additionally, the rent went up a bit. The average monthly rent for a 1-bedroom condo in Toronto is $2,400. The 2-bedroom maybe even over $3,000. The fact that this landlord are prepared to contribute a few $100s a month to maintain the property. However, they are okay with going through a little bit of a hard patch because overall, they still have a significant victory. Some other landlords who plan to hold the property for a long time are locked into fixed rate mortgages at a low interest rate, so they are not yet affected by the interest rate, at least for the next few years. In fact, they are actually earning more because of the rent increases. There appears to be a sizable number of sellers in this category who aren't in a rush to move but are definitely testing the market to see if they can receive a good price. That explains why you don't see a significant decline in prices. Of course, end users continue to sell as well, but they typically do so for personal reasons when they absolutely must, regardless of the state of the market, such as divorce, relocation, need for cash, or more. That also explains why there are far fewer sales on the market. I hope this little update from the perspective of an active real estate agent in the real estate market can help you understand more. As always, if you have any inquiries about buying, selling, or leasing in the GTA, don't hesitate to contact me using the first link in the description below. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.